Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the movie Battleground. I'm your host today, Robert Parker, and man, we have an amazing match lined up for you today. Two really great competitors that we've seen before that we're going to see again right here today. I'm really excited to see what these two have in store. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's go right to them. Our first competitor today, Jake Maringoni. How you feeling, Jake?
I am pretty good. I have to say I'm a little nervous because I watched Chance his first two matches and he's a good fighter. I'm very scared. I did my research and let's see what happens. May the best man win.
Alrighty, Jake may be a little
Which
more humble.
probably may not be me. I'm just saying I'm going to give it all my best, but Chance is a good fighter.
Jake may be a little more humble than usual. And he spoiled who his opponent is, but Chance, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm ready for this fight. I'm ready for this tournament. I'm just ready to go.
Alrighty, so with that being said, you guys have both played this game before, but for those of you watching who may not know how this works, let me load it down for you real quick. We're going to have 4 main round questions. Each person's going to get an opening argument, then there's going to be a 5-minute open forum period where they're just going to yell at each other for about 5 minutes, and then there's a closing period where each person gets to sum up their points. So those are 4 main round questions. If somebody is 4-0 at the end of that, it is considered a knockout. If there is a 3-1 or 2-2, anything like that, then we go into speed round questions where there will be 3 of them. We'll get to the speed round explanation if we get there. Other than that, we do have the extension rule now, so if anybody thinks they're going to have more to say in the open forum than just 5 minutes before the round starts, you can ask me for an extension. Each player gets one 1-minute extension per match. So if you want to use it, you can. If you don't use it, that's not that big of a deal either. I think I hit everything up. So let's just hop right into it. Question 1. If you could recast one performance in a superhero movie, who would it be and why? So you can recast one performance in a superhero movie. Jake, we're starting with you. Opening argument, excuse me. Jake, opening argument.
Like, damn, okay.
Sorry, no, opening argument. Keep in mind that I am judging. I have my big sheet of notes. I'm judging based on both the arguments that you can support your own pick with and also how you can attack the other person's point. Jake, whenever you're ready.
So it was kind of tricky because there's a lot of bad performances in a lot of superhero movies, but I went with one that I just felt didn't feel in place with the film and the franchise that it's in. So I'm replacing Tommy Lee Jones with Billy D. Williams as Two-Face in Batman Forever. I think this would help because not only is Billy D. Williams a charismatic actor, it would help further, I guess, it would add a new interpretation to Two-Face because before then we had no one really as Two-Face other than the animated cartoon. It also helped with the continuity of the Batman quadrilogy because other than Alfred and Commissioner Gordon, everyone else has been recast. We've had 3 different Batman actors. It feels like the Tim Burton films and the Joel Schumacher films don't take place in the same universe. And I think having a villain from the first film in Batman Forever would help the continuity. Imagine Two-Face as this charismatic lawyer who goes insane after half of his face is scarred. That'd be amazing to see because Billy D. Williams is very much known for his charismatic performance as Lando Calrissian. So I think that'd be cool because we've never really seen that, or we hadn't really seen that back in the 90s era Batman because all we saw was crazy, psychotic, monstrous characters played by over-the-top character actors like Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito. I think that'd be a new, interesting, unique villain to see.
Alrighty, Jake going from Tommy Lee to Billy D. Chance, whenever you're ready.
I mean, throughout this fight, if one of us says Lando, I mean, come on, give us a break. Yeah, so this is definitely the hardest question for me to answer because there's so many options I could have gone with, but ultimately I landed on this guy. So 2 years ago, we were graced with the cinematic classic that was the DCEU's Suicide Squad. And with that, we got the the offensive to all senses portrayal of the Joker by Jared Leto. So, you know, a lot of people say like you give him more of a chance to shine. You give him like more movie because he wasn't in it that much. You give him more movie, he might be able to shine more. Well, I saw the extended cut of Suicide Squad, and that is not the case. The fact is, the more you see him, the worse he gets. So you know what? I'm getting him out of there, and I decided to replace him with a breakout star from a little movie called It in 2017. I'm getting Jared Leto out. I'm putting in Bill Skarsgård, who of course played Pennywise, 2017's It. He was in a TV show on Netflix, Hemlock Grove. I think he can perfectly embody what the Joker should be, as opposed to Jared Leto.
All right, I don't have a cool rhyme for Chance's pick, so I'm just going to skip past that, and we're going to go right into the open forum. You guys are going to have 5 minutes to debate. Whenever you're ready, the clock will start.
So the problem with Suicide Squad is that I don't think it was the performances, because most of them were fine. The Joker definitely was, but I think the problem with Suicide
Squad... You really want to defend Jared Leto as the Joker?
He's a character actor. He's an Oscar. He's a prestigious actor. I think the problem with him was the director. It was you have to get rid of David. The problem was like whenever you read about Jared Leto in that movie, you hear that he crafted a lot of the character himself, which every stupid mannerism, every stupid purr, every just awful choice that character made, that was made with that character, came from Leto. So you get him out of there, you're fixing that interpretation a lot of the time. You're actually handing more control back to David Ayers, the director. That's not 100% sure. We don't know if all the makeup stuff that could have been a part of the character. We don't know exactly what was entirely.
You read stories about him mailing shit to cast members. You're like, dude, calm down. Just act. Just be a character. The dude, I think that's the problem with Jared Leto, the Joker. He didn't treat this as a role. He treated this as an excuse to essentially people.
I think the problem really is you could get Daniel Day-Lewis. You can even get Bill Skarsgård in the role of the Joker, and it wouldn't have been as good because you need a director who understands the Joker, like Nolan, like Burton. That's why those performances worked, because they had this idea for what the Joker should be. And
I can make that same argument. I can make that same argument with Billy D. Tommy Lee Jones. I can make that same argument with Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, because look, what's the problem? Biggest problem in that movie is not the movie itself. It's Joel Schumacher at the helm. And look, in that movie, say what you will, it's essentially just a big cartoon. And what's the one thing Billy D. Williams cannot do? It's a big cartoon. Tommy Lee Jones failed at it, and you put Billy D. Williams in that role. He's going to fail at it too. He'll be like, Tommy Lee Jones is hands down the worst thing in Batman Forever. You put Billy D.
Williams in the role, because no matter what,
it's going to have the exact same problem, because it's going to have that same cartoony direction. It's going to have the same feeling.
But Josh Schumacher is more of a visual director. He lets the actors take care of their characters, which is why Val Kilmer did well as Bruce Wayne. Okay, Batman's another story, but like even Jim Carrey, he understood that Jim Carrey would be perfect as the Riddler. Tommy Lee Jones was terrible. He just tried to overact Jim Carrey. That's why his performance is terrible, because you don't try and overact Jim Carrey. He just had beef with him just because he didn't think he was a great actor, and just because he just started his fame and fortune after a couple of films.
But look, I will defend Tommy Lee Jones, I'll defend Tommy Lee Jones very slightly. Yeah, he's bad in that movie, but at least he is just as bad as everying else. You put Billy D. Williams.
He's really bad. He's the worst thing about Batman Forever. I think if you put a prestigious actor.
The thing is, if he's still in tone with everyone else, you put Billy D. Williams, who's going to be acting like he's in a completely different movie. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be even more noticeable. It's going to be even more jarring. So look, at least Tommy Lee Jones was following in suit with what everybody else was doing.
See, Batman Forever got 3 Oscar nominations, including Best Cinematography. It is a technically masterful film. It's got good visuals. And
Suicide Squad has one Oscar win.
Yeah, for makeup, and it was a total upset. And Killer Croc looks like a piece of crap. The problem with Suicide Squad is even if you replace Bill Skarsgård as the Joker, the film still sucks. The cinematography, the editing, the directing, the makeup, the score, the music choices, everything still sucks. His performance doesn't improve the film. All it does is make.
Even then, you got to look at the bigger picture. And if I'm getting Leto out now, because look, Leto will not be able to hold a candle against anybody in the CEU. If we replace Batman, keep Ben Affleck, doesn't matter. Leto's going to be awful against either one. So let's get an actor who knows how to interact with other actors, who knows how to, be an on-screen presence while being respectful to the character and while not detracting from what he's trying to do as an actor and as a character and as a villain, which is what Jared Leto can't do.
You chose Bill Skarsgård mainly because of his role as Pennywise in It, and that came out after Suicide Squad. So if we're going timeline, it wouldn't have worked out well because it's just
one year earlier.
Yeah, you're basing
how much different did he look from the year?
You wouldn't have known if he would have been good if after.
Actually, no, that's not true. I'm also partially basing it on the Netflix, which came out in 2013, and he was really good at it as a really good, sociopathic character. And I think he brings that same energy he did in those two things. He could have done a really good job with the Joker.
Okay, but
I'm going to call time right there. That's the 5-minute time. Anything that you have left over, feel free to write down and say in your closing argument. Jake, we're going to go to you first for closings. We're just going to wrap up all your points in a nice little bow, and we're going to finish up this first question.
Feeling fancy there, Robert. His performance, even if you replace Bill Skarsgård with Jared Leto with Bill Skarsgård as the Joker, the film still is terrible in almost every aspect of the film, other than maybe a couple of performances. It just seems like the film is now a waste of a good performance. Why do I want to see this bad film just because this one performance? It could have been in a good film by a good director. I think the idea that Jared Leto uses his method acting and his prestigiousness to create this unique character, it's still a new interpretation of the film. You replace Tommy Lee Jones. If you look online everywhere, Tommy Lee Jones is the worst part of the film. He is an Oscar winner at the time, and he just wanted to just be better than Jim Carrey just because he wanted to see just to prove that he was better by being Jim Carrey, which is so stupid. I reckon that you add Tommy Lee Jones, he would do something. Oh God! You add Billy D. Williams as Two-Face in this film. It'd be a new, different villain that we haven't seen before, a new interpretation of the character, and I think it would allow people of the Tim Burton films, the fans of Tim Burton Batman, to enjoy Batman Forever more because they like Billy D. Williams in the film, and it adds to the continuity. And he's a 100 times better actor than Tommy Lee Jones, and I think that's the argument there. It has to be better than the performance that they're recasting, and I reckon that it's almost like universal that Billy D. Williams is a better actor than Tommy Lee Jones, and I think he would fit this character better than Bill Skarsgård.
Alrighty, some strong points there. Chance for your closing whenever you are ready.
All right, so Billy D. Williams never had a role where he's got to be like super villainous, super sinister, and plus the campiness of the movie and the director Joel Schumacher is all it's going to shine through when he. I think no matter who you put in that role, it's still going to be terrible. Putting Bill Skarsgård as the Joker, first of all, it fixes. I disagree. Like Tommy Lee Jones' Batman Forever, Jared Leto is the worst thing in this movie without a shadow of a doubt. Like every time he's on film, every time he's on screen, it just kills the film a little. Get someone who can inject a new energy, someone who can be believable as interacting with the characters, using this as an excuse to show off his stupid bullshit method acting interpretation of the Joker. And I think that's what Bill Skarsgård can do. Show he can be menacing. He's a weird-looking dude. I think he's someone who, if given the opportunity, could really interesting Joker.
Alrighty, question 1 over, round 1 over. That was a good fight. Definitely a close one to start. You guys are not pulling any punches. As for some of the arguments you guys made, you both said that the director was what ruined the other person's movie. So for better or worse, I'm kind of muting that point, whether it's true or not, or more so for each of the movies. You both said
for both films, it's true.
It's true for, David Ayer and Joel Schumacher were. Y'all say that Tommy Lee Jones and Jared Leto were the worst part of your movies. No, it was Joel Schumacher and David Ayer. Other than that,
kind of the studio
verbatim quotes that I wrote down in my notes here. My first line: Jared Leto was bad, like really bad. He was terrible. Yeah, Jared Leto was bad. So that was just, my mind during that opening argument.
What does it have to do with the argument?
That's the argument that Chance put forward.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's early in the morning, so
No. I understand.
exactly.
And
that's kind of why.
Yeah, I think. I think the strongest point that Chance had against Jake was that Billy D. Williams couldn't really handle the campiness. We've never really seen him in a villainous performance, and I think that's true. And Jake countered by saying to Chance that, would he have worked in sort of that kooky? Would Bill Skarsgård have worked in a kooky performance a year prior to it? And Chance said, yeah, he would. So I think I'm gonna give the first point to Chance. For bringing up that villainous actor point, and Jake didn't really have as strong of a hit against Chance. Besides, it was the director, and it would be a waste of a good performance with the director. So I'm giving the first point to Chance. There's still 3 more. Chance is going to take a 1-0 lead. Whew. You guys are not making my job easy. It never is, though.
You're not making mine easier either.
Alrighty. So, there was also, you guys brought up some Oscar stuff, and I just want to confirm Suicide Squad has won an Oscar for Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling, and Batman Forever
MCU
was nominated
Oscars
for 3.
0. DCEU Oscars 1.
Yeah, Batman Forever was nominated for Best Cinematography, Best Effects, Sound Effects Editing, and Best Sound. So it was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, which I just don't understand that. 90s or 95 must have been a rough year. So
nominated for the technical Oscars.
It was. That's true. All right.
Doesn't matter. It's still a nomination. We still got to be Academy Award nominated. Batman Forever.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So with that being,
Suicide Squad.
This is a question I am really excited for. Question 2. We're gonna have Chance start this time. What movie will win Best Picture this year at the 90th Academy Awards? 90th,
that is correct.
Right?
90th,
yeah, I can remember numbers this early. So Chance, what movie is going to win Best Picture? If you guys want, I can give a quick rundown of the nominations. I'm pretty sure you guys know them already.
Just a little.
Yeah, I will actually run them out just for people watching. So these guys had 9 movies to pick from. Their options were The Post, Lady Bird, Get Out, Dunkirk, Darkest Hour, The Shape of Water, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Phantom Thread, and Call Me By Your Name. So there are some really good contenders in there, some really good picks in there. Chance, we're starting with you. What movie is going to win Best Picture?
This is really tough, but speaking of numbers, I'm going with 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. When you look at, first of all, the quality of the film is fantastic. And I think when you look at the pantheon of Best Picture winners at the Academy Awards, it's always something that's something quiet, something more grounded in reality, and something that really at its heart has something really powerful, something has a really powerful message. And I think this movie has that. So I think this one has the absolute best shot to win the Best Picture.
All right. Chance going with 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Jake, what is your pick?
You see the poster in the background? That's my choice.
The Godfather. He's going with The Godfather?
Yes. The Godfather, released in 2017.
Oh, damn it. He's going to win.
I am obviously going with The Shape of Water, the most nominated film of this year, I guess. It has 13 Oscar nominations, all of them well-deserved. It is a very unique love story between a mute woman and a fish man. You've never seen that before. It's a love letter to cinema, combining the 1930s and the 40s romance films of the Hollywood with like the Jean-Pierre Jeunet French surrealism. This is a great, masterful film directed by Guillermo del Toro. He wanted to make this film today because of heightened tensions. So not only is the film relevant, but it combines the reality of the time during the Cold War and the fantasy romance story, creating a highly original film that's really never been done before. We've never seen a film like this. And I think it's going to win mainly because of the 13 Oscar nominations that it has. Very few films that are nominated the most have lost. I looked at majority of the Best Picture winners were the most nominated. That were the most nominated film of the year. 7 of the 9 most nominated films have won Best Picture, which is 77% chance of winning. The film is about a group of outcasts joining forces to do what's right. It's relevant. People can relate to it. It's a film that says that message is that love triumphs all, and I think it's beautiful.
Alrighty, Jake's going with the Fishman movie. We're gonna go
the Fishman the movie.
Fishman the movie. It's the Hellboy prequel.
Yes.
He's safe, guys. Come on.
First off, before we do the open forum, Jake is correct as far as the 13 nominations. So, real quick fact check for anybody watching: it did have 13 Oscar nominations.
You think I wouldn't fact check that?
No, I know, but it's a fact that needs checking. That being said, open forum session, 5 minutes, whenever you're.
He did say 7 to win Best Picture with most nominated.
I didn't say that. I just said 7 of the most nominated films of the year, of the 9, have won Best Picture.
You know which one did
7 of the most nominated. Wait, what?
Oh, the last 9?
No.
The last 9. That's not true.
That's not true. That's not what I said.
Oh, of the most nominated, like, ever.
Yes. Yeah, the 7 of the 9 most nominated have won Best Picture.
Fellowship of the Ring didn't.
Okay, I understand what you mean now. Okay.
That's one of the 2.
I know, it's one of the 2. I don't know what the other one is off the top of my head. Anyways, open forum session, 5 minutes. You guys have the floor.
Okay, well, first of all, you said 7 of the 9 of the most have won Best Picture. But really, if you look at each list individually, the most nominated movie of the year very rarely wins Best Picture. It usually wins all the technical, like most technical stuff or like other things. But it's very rare that it wins Best Picture. But the biggest thing going against Shape of Water is the fact that at its heart, it is a genre movie. You know how many times a genre movie has won Best Picture? Once. Return of the King. That is the only time a movie like remotely fantastical in Best Picture, unless you want to count around the one Best Picture to begin with. If we're being completely honest. But I think what. So you're saying?
Oh no. It's. I didn't say anything.
Okay. Well, you can go. You can go ahead.
I can go because I was gonna take my time. The biggest problem with three billboards winning Best Picture is that it does not have a Best Director nomination. Only 4 films have won Best Picture without getting a Best Director nod, and that's the big setback. That's a 3.5% chance of winning. It's a rarity, and I don't think that's why I don't think it's going to win because of that. We rarely see that. That's lightning in a bottle. The chance of that happening is 1 in a billion. I don't think that's going to happen. The biggest problem with Three Billboards.
I think 1 in a billion is kind of underselling it. Because it does
only 4 films.
Well,
4 films that
we look at the Best Picture, the Best Screenplay nomination, and that it does have. So I think it does have an honest shot. And also, I think at least not for us anyways, in America, the political climate we have, the message of this movie in that you don't know who's every story before you make a informed decision of what you think about somebody. That's, I think, even more relevant message right now, at least in America. Maybe not for you so much, but I think that they want to reward that film for having a great message like that.
The biggest, what is the message of the three billboards? It's don't be a racist and fight the power.
No, that's not true. Not at all. It's the fact that look, in this movie you have a woman who in the beginning on her side, and by the end you don't know because essentially by the end she's doing more harm than good. So you're questioning who your allegiances lie to. And the same thing goes with Woody Harrelson's character. Same thing goes with everyone in the movie. Like you need to know. It's a message that you need to know like every side of the story before you make an informed decision of like, are you on their side? Are you against them? What do you think about them now? And I think that, in the world, when you have people like judging people based on something like superficial as like how they look like, I think that's a message that's actually really powerful. It could really resonate and should really resonate with a lot of audiences.
Well, the audience is not the ones judging is not giving out the best picture winner. It's the Oscars, and they love films that are true stories about movies and about nostalgia. And Three Billboards does not cover one of those. This is not my opinion. This is what the Oscars have chosen for Best Picture in the past. The Shape of Water.
I mean, the movie because who lost last year? La La Land.
Who lost
And
last
what
year?
did Moonlight had? It was okay, fine. It did win Best Picture for a grand total of 3.5 minutes. But Moonlight won, and what did Moonlight have? It was a quiet drama and had a strong message.
It had
it's a quiet drama with a strong message.
Good message, and that's why it won. And it also is
so
a
Three Billboards.
film.
So
It has nothing to do with Three Billboards. No, are they really going to give No, they're not going to do that because they love true stories, movies, and nostalgia. Three Billboards does not cover any three of those. The Shape of Water is
ignoring the fact that at the heart of your movie is a woman having sex with a fish man. Which, look, I love Shape of Water. It was one of my favorite movies of last year. But, no Academy has never rewarded the oddball choice. The only time is Return of the King back in 2003, and the only reason that happened was because they were rewarding the filmmaking achievement of the trilogy as a whole. Champion of, Academy Award winners, it's all just like quiet dramas. Like the Academy, they're way too boring. They're way too safe to go with something as unconventional as Shape of Water's Best Picture.
What about Slumdog Millionaire or the Last Emperor? Okay,
you want to compare that to Bang the Fishman, the movie?
Yes. Highly original.
They won the Academy Award Fish Sex movie, and I will concede this points.
The Shape of Water is a technically impressive film because
time right there.
I'm not denying that.
I'm sorry. Sorry, we're calling time. Chance, you started. We're gonna go to you for closings whenever you're ready.
Okay, look. The Shape of Water, yes, masterful film, but at its heart, it's a genre movie, and genre movies are always not, like the Academy does not show any respect towards genre movies, which is what the biggest thing Shape of Water has going against it. Yes, technically impressive, and it will win technical awards, but as far as like the bigger awards like Best Picture, I think it's going to get shut out. Three Billboards, it's a great ensemble piece, which is what Best Picture winners usually have, as it's a quiet drama, which is what Best Pictures usually are. It's also a great film with a great message, and also it's told in a very interesting way. I feel like, look, I'm not saying this deserves to win Best Picture, but when you look at the Academy, you look at the previous winners, you look at their history, I think this is the one that's going to have the best shot at winning.
See,
all right, Jake, with closing. No, go with your closing whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I would say that I would 100% agree with you, Chance, but only if it got the Best Director nod, because that raises its chance of winning. Because every single film other than Argo or Grand Hotel or Driving Miss Daisy, they have all been nominated for Best Director, and they've all sometimes lost, but Best Picture is the one that matters. Best Director is the nomination that matters when it comes to winning Best Picture. And because it does not have that directing nod, that's the problem. That's going to hold it back. That's the main problem. That's going to hold it to make shit. That's the main problem. Hey, I'm trying to make my final argument.
Sorry.
That's the main problem, and that's why it's not going to win. Shape of Water is an original film. It deals with themes that are relevant today, and I think that's why it may be a little metaphorical in the themes, because it takes place in the past in the Cold War. But I think that's what's going to resonate with people. It has a happy ending, and the Oscars like a happy ending. It comes full circle, and it is a gorgeous film that Guillermo will win.
Emotionally, we are all fishmen.
Emotionally, yes. We are all fishmen. Chance 2018. So that was.
I didn't make a point I wanted to make.
That was an interesting argument. Arguably, these are the two that have the most likely chance of winning, in my personal opinion. The other one that people might throw around is Lady Bird as the three that have the most likely.
Or Call Me by Your Name.
Or Call Me by
But the end of one of those four.
Yeah, but Call Me by Your Name.
I think they won't give it to Call Me by Your Name because Moonlight won last year, and this is not my personal opinion, but I think we already gave a gay romance film last year. Let's let's give it to something else.
We can only have one per decade.
I love Call Me by Your Name, but it also
I
didn't
love
get a Best Director nomination.
Yeah, that's also a problem. That's like my top 5. What's one of my favorite films of last year?
All right, so we can
I
talk
give
about
it to
Oscar.
Get Out.
We can talk about Best Picture nominations for years and how
We could.
and how obviously the Emoji Movie was snubbed for Best Picture. We can talk about that for hours.
Oh, absolutely.
And Blade Runner. Don't get me started. Anyways, so you guys both brought good points to the table. Jake, as far as a relevant period piece within a fantasy romance, it's so unique and original. The 13 nominations, that's a pretty big deal. Chance, you were talking about the powerful message, the screenplay nomination. You question your allegiances. It really resonates with audiences. It's a great ensemble piece with a lot of acting nominations. What this one came down to me is a little bit more on the counter argument, since obviously both of these movies are amazing and I can't really judge based on who said their movie was more amazing.
Both are amazing. You should see both of them.
Yeah, if you haven't seen either of these, see both of them. They're both great movies. So Chance's arguments against Jake were that it's a genre movie and the best film ever made was the only one to ever win Best Picture. That was a genre movie. That would be Return of the King.
Okay, sure.
A little bias out there, but okay.
What? So Chance's argument was that it's a genre movie. It's a movie about fish sex. It's a little bit too unusual for an Oscar pick. It's a little bit too out there. Jake, you were saying, the big thing is it didn't have a director nomination for Martin McDonagh. That's only happened a very few times. The most recent one was almost 5 years ago. And then the big point that Jake made, I think, he asked Chance what the message was, and Chance said he stumbled for a little bit, but then he answered by saying it was about changing allegiances, and that argument seemed a little bit weak to me. So I'm going to give this point to Jake. And also Jake said that the audience doesn't vote when Chance said that the audience, or that it resonates with audiences, and I thought that was just a funny thing.
Audience, never mind. Either way, do this in the morning. They said it'll be easy. They said.
Do it at night, they said. It'd be easy.
I'd rather do it at night than do it right now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I can't really yell because I don't want to wake them up. I could get really passionate. It's hard because I don't want to wake my brother up.
All right, so it's gonna be 1-1. We are going into question 3. This I thought was a very interesting one. In honor of 50 Shades Freed, what is the best on-screen romance ever? What is the best on-screen romance? Chance, we're starting with you. Or sorry, no, Jake. Jake,
my bad.
I messed up.
My answer actually. That's sorry, Jake. Sorry.
We're starting with Jake. My bad.
Ooh, lucky there, Robert. Okay, so I think that the best on-screen romance is the most realistic portrayal of two people falling in love. And that has to be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That has to be Joe and Clementine Krasinski. The thing is that Joe and Clementine, they feel like real people. They feel like real people with real problems, with real that are suffering from real sadness. And it looks at both sides of the relationship. Why did Clementine decide to erase Joe from her memory? Why is Joe not fully into with Clementine and her, I guess, eccentric personality? There's arguments and there's fighting and there's breakups, and that's exactly what romance is. And I think that's what makes the best type of romance, is the one that feels the most real. It's never a happy ending. It's never pretty. There's going to be fights.
All right, Jake going for the reality argument there for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Chance, we're going to go to you in just a second, whenever you're ready.
My answer actually is 50 Shades of Grey. No, I'm kidding.
The exact opposite of 50 Shades.
Right? I'm going with the exact opposite of 50 Shades of Grey. I'm going with Rick and Ilsa from Casablanca. Casablanca came out, like, it's moving, it's deeply tragic, it's heartfelt, it's emotional. It's a very evolved romance, but you consider the fact that it was actually made in 1942. The fact that the romance is still just as powerful and still just as great then as it is today, I think that's a really strong message about the connection these two share and just the way this love story was executed. So my answer is Casablanca.
All right. Open forum. You guys are going to have 5 minutes to yell at each other about love whenever you're ready.
So it's hard denying that both of these films are amazing. So I think the problem with Casablanca is that the romance is outdated by today's standards.
Oh no!
I mean, you have to agree.
No,
you have to agree.
No.
The romance.
No, I don't have to agree because
the romance. Yes, you have to, because the romance is it's Hollywood. This is the golden age of Hollywood. This is when they were making dramatic stories. These weren't supposed to be about the real romance. This was supposed to be about escaping to the fantasy world. And this is a romance that is highly romanticized. It is telling the story of star-crossed lovers. When has this ever happened in real life? You should relate to the characters. All this does is make you feel like, oh, I could be Rick Blaine. The romance is overtly dramatic, and it just doesn't feel real. I don't know how I should feel for these characters, if they were in real life. It just feels like it's a movie, and I'm watching, and I'm escaping into this world of Casablanca. That's the main problem.
No, I think it is very real, because you look at the movie, like at the beginning of the movie, like Humphrey Bogart as Rick, and who he's hurt, he's in pain, and like he's someone who, like, throughout the course of the movie, like the whole journey is about him learning to, let go, to just move on and learn to love again. I think you have, and I think you also have a great female written character in Ingrid Bergman as Ilsa, a time where great female written characters they didn't happen very often. And I think the fact that you have a character as evolved as Elsa in a movie from 1942 also resonates a lot. Now, I want to talk about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, man. This pains me, but when you step back, when you take all the conventional filmmaking out, when you take that out of the equation, really, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, it's about two selfish, self-destructive people whose relationship it's really just doomed from the start. And like the whole idea about erasing everybody and trying to become new people, like it just sets the stage for them to hurt each other again. Like, why should I get invested? You say, why should you get invested in this Hollywood romance from the 40s? Why should I get invested in this blatant toxic relationship between these two people who are just clearly meant to hurt each other and nothing else?
But that's how romance is like. They didn't start off hating each other. They started off loving each other. Romance is ugly. There are going to be bad times, and this film shows that there are good times, but there's also bad times, and that's why I think it works, because if it poses the question, if you could erase an ex-lover, would you? And for some people, they would, because the pain is just that much powerful. But the whole moral of the story is, even though there are bad moments, and you may hate your spouse, you may hate your lover, there are so many great, beautiful moments that you have with them that make you feel alive. And I think that's the whole message of Eternal Sunshine. I think that's why this relationship is the best ever.
Are we really saying that the best Hollywood movie is about, looking at the best parts of a failed relationship? I don't think when you're thinking best movie romance, that shouldn't be your qualifier. It shouldn't be like, it should be a romance that has more powerful than that, not just the good parts of what happened when you're with your ex.
But that's
okay. Yeah. Good.
It ends not knowing if they'll stay together, and that's what romance is. It's ambiguous. At the end, they're like, Clementine's like, but then you'll hate me if we just go back together, and Joel's like, okay, but there's good moments. There's always gonna be. Why should they're just gonna hurt each other all over again? They're just gonna hurt each other all over again, and there's no greater purpose like there is in Casablanca. But they're gonna enjoy the good moments, though. That's the thing. There are so many good moments that they had. Sure, there's bad moments, but
so if the relationship goes bad, as long as there's good moments. Look, at least in my movie, yes, my characters are not together at the end, but at least like their love goes like it's ended for greater purpose. This is end just because these are two their romance, John and Clementine. Huh? Look, both of our relationships are ended by the end of the movie. But the reason mine is better off ended is because, look, no matter how much they love each other, they know that them leaving, they know that she has to get on the plane. They know that they have to give each other up for greater purpose.
But what about
plus you have so many iconic lines.
That's nothing to do with the romance.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't get that last part.
Oh God. The look you gave me was just priceless. The thing about Eternal Sunshine is that everyone thinks that it's just a one and done romance, but what about the second chances? What if you could redo a romance, a relationship? I think that's
Yeah, you
melancholy.
can go in and you
Beautiful.
can fail that relationship. That movie tells
There's
you
so
like,
many
oh,
good
you can go and you
moments.
can fail
You're
your
just saying the
relationship
same
a
point.
second time.
And
You're saying
time right
the
there.
same
We're
points.
calling time. We're calling time. Calling time. Jake, for your closing argument when you are ready.
Casablanca was written by people in the 1940s trying to write a romance film that was about the time. And unfortunately, it's not the same. Audience people want more. They want to see a relationship that they can identify with. And that's why I think John Clementine worked, because sure, everybody acts a little selfish in their relationships. But that's just how people are. Nobody's perfect. And that's why I love Eternal Sunshine, because it looks at the fact that each one of these characters is almost like they're trying to be in control. They're power hungry. They just want to be in command of the relationship because they think that they're better than the other. But they have good moments. They have bad moments. And in the end, they decide that, we had bad moments, but, we had some really, really good moments. And I want to cherish those forever.
How heartfelt. Chance, whatever.
That's my Oscar.
Alright. So, I'm sorry. I gotta play this real quick. So you strip away the unconventional filmmaking. Eternal Sunshine, like I said, is about two selfish, self-destructive people who have a toxic relationship and will, no matter what happens, no matter how many times you erase, no matter how many times you get a second chance with them, that relationship will always fall apart because they are not meant to be together. Casablanca saying that it's just a movie from the 40s, I think that really undercuts it, because there's a reason that the romance in that movie still resonates today. And that's because, look, at its heart, it is a movie about complicated people, and like no matter how hard it's about complicated people, no matter how hard things get, their romance always shines through. And it's the fact that they have to. It's a tragic notion that they have to give up their romance in order for the greater good. And what people always say about love: if you really love someone, let them go. And this movie is the epitome of that. This is the classic Hollywood love story for a reason. It's been around, it's resonated for over 70 years, and it's gonna resonate as a love story more than Eternal Sunshine ever will.
And time. All right.
Okay.
Question 3 done once again.
I feel,
You
like,
guys are both...
I feel like that was a sin to talk shit about Casablanca.
Yeah, I think you're actually banned from everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
Yeah,
Like,
you're banned from movies
no,
now.
not just from movie. You cannot leave your room now. You are
I
banned.
can't fall in love now. Is that just how it is?
By the way, can you say lover one more time, Jake?
Lover? Lover?
It's like LOVA.
But the accents have so much
Make fun of the Australian, okay.
I will. I'm sorry. All right. So
No, everything in Australian sounds cooler.
It's true. Yeah, there's plenty of dingoes out there. Sorry.
There's one outside my house right now. There's so many at night. I need Boomerang to take them out.
All right, I'm done. So,
Wait, are we done?
Yeah, we're done. You guys are both great fighters. You are not making my job easy at all. There's a reason that you guys are both in the position you're in right now. So I think both of you were a little bit repetitive in your arguments against each other. Chance, you kept harping that it was a selfish, doomed relationship. It was toxic. They're never going to end up together anyways. And Jake, you were also a little bit repetitive, saying it's outdated. It's not really relatable. It's about the time. So both of you had sort of recurring arguments against the other person's. Jake, as far as supporting Eternal Sunshine, you said it was very real. There's good times and bad times. You want to cherish the good moments. It really relates to each individual who's watching it personally on a different level, depending on their experiences. Chance, you were talking about there's a greater purpose. It's iconic. It's complicated. It's tragic. It still resonates with audiences after it's held up over a much longer period of time than Eternal Sunshine has. Man, that's tough. This is tough. I think I didn't. Chance at his closing said that just saying that it's of the time and just saying that it's outdated is really doing it a disservice. It's undercutting how iconic and that it really is brilliant. And Jake, I didn't really hear him say anything against the toxic relationship besides, oh, you keep saying that, but you didn't really say that it wasn't true. So for that reason, I think I'm going to give this point to Chance, but that was definitely the closest one so far.
I understand love. Line up, ladies.
Yeah, get
you
over
chose
that mountain time.
the greatest romantic film ever.
You could have chosen it too. You chose not to. So
I chose the anti-romance film.
I commend you for
and that's why
sticking
you
with
lost.
that, Jake, and committing. I commend you for committing.
Yeah, it was hard going against Casablanca, but oh my god, that was the one where I had the least amount of information against Chance.
Alrighty, so we're down to the final question. No matter what, we will be going to speed rounds, but we'll see if Jake can tie it up 2-2 or if Chance can take a 3-1 lead. Question 4, Chance, you are going to start with this. What's the worst Vince Vaughn comedy?
Oh, wait. So do I just start now?
I want to
Okay,
see.
yeah. So
Wait. Sorry, can I use my thing?
You can use your extension if you'd like.
Yes,
So
my extension.
do I use your extension for this?
I forgot the name.
yeah, the extension. So, Jake, by using that, you're basically just adding a minute on to the open forum. So instead of 5 minutes, we'll have 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
So
Why do you want to talk about these?
Why can't? Can you use it? Yeah, I want it, but
yeah,
you're not allowed to use it for. You can't. Can you use it for the speed round?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, it kind of defeats the purpose.
No. Yeah, that's the reason it's a speed round.
So I gotta use it once.
Jake,
So
yep, Jake's using his extension. Chance, go ahead with your opening argument.
Okay, I guess we're extending this round for some reason. Yeah, Vince Vaughn is someone who feel like he burst out as a comedy star early on, and then he has since just decayed into absolute garbage until Brawl and Cell Block in '99. That was really good. But that's not my answer. My answer is the 2015 film Unfinished Business. Unfinished Business is a movie about. I honestly can't explain it. I watched the movie last night and I still couldn't tell you what happened. Basically, all you need to know is Vince Vaughn runs the company. His only employees are Tom Wilkinson and Dave Franco. And from then you get what I call just non-comedy. It just goes along in just seemingly all over the place directions. There's a stupid subplot with his son and bullying that's supposed to be the heart of the movie. And the biggest sin a movie can do is make you not laugh. And I think this movie, if I could just take laughter away from the world, I would do it in this movie. So yeah, Unfinished Business, absolute worst Vince Vaughn comedy ever.
Unfinished Business, definitely a bad one. I had the unpleasure of seeing that in theaters. Jake, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, debate. Why did you see that in theaters?
Yeah, let's pause the debate for a second. Why did you see that?
I don't need to. I don't want to explain myself.
That's fair.
It was a bad decision. Bad decision.
I went with a film that started roughly around the time that Vince Vaughn's career went straight down, and that would be the 2010 film The Dilemma. Now, you probably know, I'm pretty sure it's 2010. It was 11, 2009. It was roughly around that time.
It was 11.
For those who don't know, and this is the real story, the film is about Vince Vaughn, who accidentally catches his best friend's wife cheating on him. And the whole film, for the whole 100 minutes, is just him with the dilemma of, do I tell my best friend? And there's no comedy whatsoever. All it is just, I don't know if I should tell my friend. And eventually he does it. And at the very end, his best friend said, once you saw my wife cheating on me, you gotta tell me. It's just he's an unfunny character, and he's just so selfish and just rude. All he's thinking of, I'm gonna should I tell him? But he's an idiot. Just tell him that his wife's cheating on him. It's so stupid, and it's just it's a what's the word I'm looking for? The audience, it insults the audience's intelligence. The film could have been over in 15 minutes, but instead it has to just bring out the length, just add all of this pandering, boring scenes that are unfunny. All he had to do was just tell his friend the truth, and which isn't that hard, and it would have just made this film so much shorter.
Alrighty, so both of you guys picked two pretty crappy movies. Both comedies. Well, comedies.
It had to be. Yeah, that's a good
Both
point.
comedies. Chance, sorry, no, we're going to open forum. I don't know why I thought it was closing arguments already.
All right, 6-minute open forum on these two movies for some
because we
reason.
use the extension whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so a thing with the dilemma though is I think there actually is quite a bit of it that does work. The dynamic between Vince Vaughn and Kevin James is they actually do have a pretty good chemistry. Jennifer Connelly is good in the movie. Channing Tatum is one of his earlier roles is actually good in the movie. Like some of these characters do get some big laughs. You get absolutely zero laughs from these characters. But still, what he is, I will take however much Channing Tatum we get in the dilemma over the entirety of the movie we get with Tom Wilkinson and Dave Franco.
Tom Wilkinson, he's an Oscar-nominated actor. He's a prestigious actor.
Yeah, and he's terrible in this movie. When he's giving
so is Kevin James.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. At least he has some chemistry with the actors around him. He has zero chemistry with the actors in my movie. Dave Franco, you just want him to go away in the movie. You should never want the movie's main character to go away. And
I think the main character?
Well, they're all main characters. They're all main characters.
Okay.
So I consider them this.
Well, fine. I thought I heard Dave Franco was the main character.
I said one of the main characters. I said one of. So don't hold that.
All right. I'm just pointing it out. It's a Vince Vaughn film.
Right. No, it is a Vince Vaughn movie, but there are three main characters. Don't twist my words. There are 2 leads in your movie.
We're not arguing semantics. We're not arguing semantics. The answer was accepted. So
there are 2 leads in your movie. There are 3 leads in mine, and all 3 are terrible in my movie.
But Tom Wilkinson's he's a good actor. I think the thing is that Unfinished Business. I had to search up the film because I totally forgot about the movie. It's forgettable, and that is okay. It's okay to just forget this film. That doesn't it doesn't.
Okay, to forget I can say the same thing for your movie too. Yours is actually pretty forgettable also, but I will defend it in some regard.
Well, the thing is that it's not forgettable because it's directed by Oscar winner Ron Howard.
No, exactly. No, that's the biggest point of contention. You take Ron Howard out of the equation in that movie. That'd be just another Vince Vaughn forgettable comedy.
You can't because he's in the film. And a terrible movie is a
That's
movie that sticks with you. If it's really bad, you remember it, like Suicide Squad, like The Room, like Batman and Robin.
You remember The Dilemma?
Like Battlefield Earth, like The Last Airbender. These are bad movies, and you remember them because of how bad these films are. They stick with you because of how bad it is. Unfinished Business is just an empty shell of mediocrity, not exactly the definition of
not true. Not true at all.
The Dilemma is always going to be in Ron Howard's filmography as his worst film he's ever made.
Right, but no, you say a forgettable comedy, I disagree. This ended up being the worst comedy of the year in the year that also had movies like The Vacation reboot and what was it? Hot Tub Time Machine 2. It sticks out. In a year of bad comedies, this sticks out as the worst. And yeah, you said it yourself. Tom Wilkinson is in the movie. He's an Oscar-nominated actor, and he is terrible in this. You also got Dave Franco, who I've said is a really talented dude. Also, just terrible. Sienna Miller, terrible. Nick Frost,
You just
who's
think
usually
actors and
really
think they're
funny.
terrible. Jennifer Connelly, terrible. Whatever the chick from Godfather, I'm forgetting her name right now. Who cares?
Tally Shear, the movie.
Sorry? No, not Tally Shear. Oh god, it's whatever. Winona Ryder. She's terrible. I could just say actors are terrible. It doesn't really matter, but they are. Tom Wilkinson is a fine actor. He's quality. The problem is that Ron Howard directed it and it has none of his.
Jennifer Connelly's a fine actor. She's quality.
She has
Winona Ryder. She's a quality actor.
She's wasted. She's just a side character, and she does nothing in this film. It's sad to see that this director, Ron Howard, he's got none of his style in this film. He just wanted to make a comedy. The film is written by Alan Loeb, the writer of such classics as The Switch, Just Go With It, So Undercover, my favorite Miley Cyrus film, and of course, the one and only Collateral Beauty. I wouldn't really consider
Oh, but really?
a high quality. Yeah, I look it up. Alan Loeb. I'm pretty sure that this guy is just, mwah, this is going to be the best script ever. And you say that that's a good story for a comedy? This guy, I don't think so. It's boring. Nothing happens.
No,
All
and I
it is
think
laughing
no,
at
and I
Vince
think
Vaughn's situation, which is not funny.
no, because like it's okay. Here's the thing though, but because of like the age demographic that the movie takes place with, like these take place like middle-aged men, and that honestly, like for lack of a better word, that is a real dilemma for those. I think the movie did a really good job at illustrating that because that is some real conflict when you're someone of that age. And my movie is directed by Ken Scott, director of classics such as Delivery Man, another bad Vince Vaughn comedy. It's written by Stephen Conrad, who also wrote The Secret Life of Walter Mitty and
not bad.
The Weatherman. And no, here's the thing. He wrote something really good. He wrote The Pursuit of Happiness. So the fact that someone really talented going into
And my guy wrote 21.
movie.
My guy wrote 21, and I think that's a really good film and underrated. The problem is that
I never saw 21, so I can't speak to that movie.
It's pretty good. The problem with the dilemma, Vince Vaughn doesn't look like he cares. He looks physically depressed. He looks like he's only making the movie so he can pay off his debt or some shit reason, like he was blackmailed to make this film with Ron Howard. I don't know why he did this. He probably did it because he wanted to work with Ron Howard, and he's given nothing with the material that he's working with. You all know who did the score to this film? Hans Zimmer. Hans freaking Zimmer.
Really?
He did the score, and it's the least Hans Zimmer score that he's ever done. It sounds generic, bland, by no-name composer. It's terrible.
Well,
Nobody cared about this
how are you
film.
going to make a comedy
Time
score
right there.
sound
I'm sorry.
epic?
Time right there. Time right there. You guys are very passionate. That's good. That's good. I like.
I'm always passionate about bad movies.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, so we're gonna go to closing arguments. This is definitely pretty tight so far. Both of these movies are pretty darn bad. So Chance for your closing.
All right, look, the dilemma. I think you take Ron Howard out of the equation. If you had just said like I don't know, like some no-name bullshit director directed this movie. Not to say if you're not a director, you're bullshit. Just saying, if you place that like under a no-name director, that movie is not at best. It's just another forgettable comedy. The reason Unfinished Business sticks out because, like I said, it was the worst comedy of the year it came out, and it came out against a lot of crap like Vacation, which was also really bad. But once again, I digress. It also does have some really talented people behind it. Vince Vaughn can be really the director, yeah, the director's garbage, but the writer has actually written some really good stuff. He wrote Pursuit of Happiness, and even like last year, he wrote the script to Wonder, which I thought was really fantastic. You also got some really talented actors who are just absolutely squandered. Like Tom Wilkins, you can feel the negative chemistry between Tom Wilkins and Vince Vaughn and Dave Franco. Vince Vaughn, like you said, like he's absolutely sleepwalking through this movie. Dave Franco is just a big idiot. He's one of the biggest idiots I've ever seen in a movie. And you just want him to go away, and I thought you just want the entire cast to go away. You also got Nick Frost, who's usually really funny in these kinds of roles, but he's given nothing funny to do. And I think the biggest sin, like, look, you watch the Red Band trailer, Unfinished Business, like when it's cut, the way it's cut, it actually is really funny. But you watch those jokes in the context of the movie, and the biggest sin a comedy can pull is, first of all, putting all your funny jokes in the trailer. Second of all, not having those jokes work in the movie, because you watch the Red Band trailer, and all the jokes that happen in that trailer, you take them out of the scenes, and those scenes flow much better. Which I didn't even know a comedy can do that. I didn't even know a comedy can mark itself on jokes that are better left out of the movie. I don't know how you do that, but Unfinished Business found that way. It's got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's honestly the worst Vince Vaughn comedy ever made.
All right, good closing there by Chance. Jake, when you're ready.
They always make trailers look good. They always put best jokes in the trailer, especially comedies. So they've done this for years. So that's not really a big deal just for this one film. Both Rotten Tomato scores are bad. You know the film is going to be bad based on the trailer. I don't think the trailer looked that good, Red Band or not. And based on the plot, it just looked like just a generic whatever film that you would purposely be mad at for the film being mediocre. The thing about The Dilemma, the film has quality people behind and in front of the camera, and it's just a waste to see them make a piece of shit comedy that has no redeeming values. And it seems like they were held at gunpoint to make the film for whatever reason.
All right, we're gonna call it there for the last question. A little bit of fact checking there. I mean, you guys were just throwing out names and numbers all over the place. Pretty much everything that I found can confirm that you all were right about everything, which I'm not surprised by. Dilemma was 2011, not 2010.
Close.
As for tomato meters, we always say here at Movie Battleground, Rotten Tomatoes is not the be-all, end-all, obviously, but it is a basis to go off of. And
really
chances correct, Unfinished Business has a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, while The Dilemma has a 24%. So both are very rotten. Unfinished Business, slightly more rotten.
So it's twice as good. It is twice as good as my movie.
Yeah.
That's not a high praise.
Yeah,
It's really not.
So you both said that it's really disappointing. You both said that it didn't make you laugh at all. Both of you guys were saying there's no comedy. Both of you were saying that the other one is forgettable. There's a lot of things that you both said, both in support of and against your opponents. So I think I am just going based on a few points that were made, and the biggest one was I thought Jake's closing was really, really great when he said it's a waste of great people in front of and behind the camera. Chance, obviously, we were saying that it did have a good writer and a good director, but I think somebody like Ron Howard and Hans Zimmer all working together to make The Dilemma is probably worse than the guy who directed Pursuit of Happiness working to make Unfinished Business. So for that reason,
well, he was the writer, Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, writer, my bad. I wrote director. So Jake's gonna tie it up 2-2. That means, yeah,
Just
okay.
like last time.
Yeah. So we're going into the speed round for sure. Both of you guys are great fighters. Yeah, I did actually see Unfinished Business in theaters. It sucked.
They need to tell us that.
Yeah. So let's go into the speed round. For those of you watching, and just a quick refresher for Jake and Chance, not Drake. It's early.
I am Drake.
Yeah. Just a quick refresher for you guys how this works. I'm going to read the question. You guys are going to shout out an answer as soon as you can. The first person to say an answer gets to argue first and also gets to argue for that answer. If they both pick the same one, but one person said it first, the other person has to pick a different argument. You guys are going to get 30 seconds each and then 15 seconds each of rebuttals. So that's going to be as far as the time is going to work out. I'm usually pretty bad at keeping track of time in this speed round because I'm busy writing, but I'll do my best. Did I miss anything? I think that's it. Oh, there's a special timing if we get to the final question. It's 30, 20, and 10 instead of 30 and 15. If we get to the final question. So as for speed round, I mean, we're all tied up right now. So whoever gets best 2 out of 3 of the speed round is basically how it's going to work. Yeah, that's about it. Any questions or anything I missed from you guys?
I'm scared.
All right, Jake is scared. We'll take that into account.
I've never been a speed round this early, so I don't know what's gonna happen right now.
All right, so I will be listening closely. This first question is a question that I love. What's this year's biggest Oscar snub?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner 2049.
I said it. Come on.
Wait! I said category.
Okay. You guys both said Best Picture.
But I said first.
Jake said Blade Runner. Chance said Blade Runner 2049. Can I have you guys? No, okay, so because there's like at least 60 other Oscar snubs this year, I'm gonna, since you literally said that at the same time, I think I'm gonna have you both pick a different option.
Florida Project.
Florida Project for
Best Picture.
For what?
Best Picture. Okay. I think that's fair. Like, I could not reasonably discern which one of you said it first. I agree with you that that's number one, but Jake's going Florida Project for Best Picture.
Florida Project for Best. Okay, so I can argue the category, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to choose Florida Project.
I am going to go with Michael Stuhlbarg for Call Me by Your Name.
Michael Stuhlbarg, is that what you said?
Yeah, Michael Stuhlbarg for Best Supporting Actor of Call Me by Your Name.
Yep. All right, I'm a little bit salty just personally that none of you said Jessica Chastain, but that's fine.
When
I nearly went there.
you would
I
argue
nearly went there.
Huh? Yeah. All right, so you guys are gonna have 30 seconds and then 15 seconds rebuttal. Jake, you are starting because you said Florida Project first. If anybody is angry at me for not letting them argue Blade Runner, they literally said it at the same time. So Jake, 30 seconds for Florida Project for Best Picture.
Florida Project was the big hit. That was a small indie film by John S. Baker. The small indie film has great performances by Willem Dafoe and the small lead actors. The cinematography is outstanding. It's a quirky drama. The Oscars really like quirky dramas, and it has a timeless message. And I think that's what makes it a brilliant film.
Still got 10 seconds.
Oh, God. It's highly original, it's inventive, it's unique, it's a film you haven't seen before, and it's done in a way that's different.
I've never seen someone stop arguing at 15 seconds. It's a new show.
Yeah, right.
Ran out of arguments.
Yeah. Chance for Michael Stuhlbarg for Call Me By Your Name.
When you look at the entirety of the movie, the one of the performances that sticks out as supportive performance is Michael Stuhlbarg, Call Me By Your Name. Michael Stuhlbarg he has to be a supportive father, and he also has to be someone who sympathizes with his son's situation. Especially when you have that monologue towards the end of the movie about how he had that same love Elio and Oliver did, and how like that love can really define you. That monologue is the most powerful moment of the movie, and that really should have netted him an Oscar nomination. And I think it's ridiculous that you have Michael Stuhlbarg sitting on the sidelines just because he was.
All right. All right. 15 seconds for each of you when you are ready. If possible, I would like you each to throw out which person or movie.
Counter arguments.
Yeah. Oh, counter arguments and who you would replace. Like who would you, who you would kick out. Like for Jake, what Best Picture winner would you boot out to make room for Florida Project? And Chance,
nominee.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
And Chance, what supporting actor would you kick out to make room for Stuhlbarg? All right, Jake, 15.
Stuhlbarg's only in like 7 scenes. He's okay, but he's better in The Shape of Water. That way, he gave a great character. He had a great arc in The Shape of Water, and I think he had a better performance. He had so many great motivations in that film. The Florida Project is shot on film. It's funny. It's heartbreaking, and I would replace Lady Bird.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a bold statement.
All right. Chance, be careful if you're using that against him because he obviously can't argue against whatever you do. So I just wanted to know that, like, for a personal thing, what you would replace. That won't necessarily show up in the arguments.
I'm just gonna counter his openings. So
that's fair.
I'm not really gonna counter his
That's
rebuttal.
totally fair. Chance, 15 seconds.
I'm sorry. Start the timer over.
I start when you start talking.
Okay. Okay. The Florida Project is a movie just about awful people. I don't want to see that nominated for Best Picture. I mean, the only good person in that movie is Willem Dafoe, just because he is a really good person. He's the heart of that movie. He carries it. As far as who I'd kick out, I would kick out Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards because he's already outshined his own movie. Sam Rockwell is the best supporting actor in that movie. He gets the nomination. Woody Harrelson out.
All right. All right. Yeah, that's a good argument.
But who was better?
Stuhlbarg was also in the post. I just wanted to throw that out there too.
He's also
He has a very small.
and that's the problem. He split the vote amongst himself.
Yeah, he really did. Unfortunately, I still think Armie Hammer.
Yeah, you Stuhlbarg.
I still think Armie Hammer should have gotten it, but
absolutely, I agree with that.
So what we have is Jake arguing for the indie hit. The cinematography is great. It's a quirky drama. He's kicking out Lady Bird for some reason because he hates women.
Yes, that's
and then Chance, the father figure that you're left to sympathize with, that just heartbreaking monologue, the love that defines you. He sits on the sidelines for most of the time. Man.
I think you're taking that quote out of context. I meant he's on the sidelines as far as nominees.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant.
Okay, cool. Because like you're quoting me wrong.
Yeah, no, I understood what you meant. I had it written down differently. Man, interesting pick for Florida Project. I didn't see that one coming.
I was nearly going to take that for Best Director.
Yeah, you can make an argument, but then why wouldn't you argue McDonough?
Yeah, that's honestly where I thought you were going to go when you said "Call Me by Your Name." I was like, he's going to go Best Director.
All right, I think this one. Jake's counter argument against Chance was said that he was in Shape of Water and he was better in a different movie. I don't think that argument holds for why he shouldn't be nominated for this movie.
If you're going to nominate him, you're going to nominate him in another film. That was the point.
I don't think so, though.
No,
I thought Chance.
I think he's better in here.
I thought Chance definitely made a good argument about why he should be nominated for this one and not the others. And Chance said basically, I mean, overall, both of your counter arguments were fine. It's tough in the speed round. I am going to give this one a chance. There's still at least one question left. If Chance wins this, it's over. If Jake wins this, we go into a final question. Chance is going to
go. My second time going to the final question, but I got to get this right. Okay.
All right. So Jake's got to hit this next one to stay in. If Chance hits this one, he puts Jake away.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What, that Chance puts you away?
Yeah. No, not Chance.
Well, the first time I put you away.
Never, no.
Okay, like, what?
I meant someone put
Where was
me away.
That?
Sure. All right. Sure you meant that, Jake.
Poor choice of words. Poor choice of words.
So, speed round 2. What is the best performance by Michael Cera?
Oh, Scott Pilgrim, First of the World.
Superbad.
Scott Pilgrim versus Superbad. All right, Jake, you spoke first. 30 seconds when you are ready.
To bring out a good performance by an actor, you need a good director, and that's where Edgar Wright stands in. He understands the characters, he writes the films, he knows what he wants for the characters. That's why he cast Michael Cera, because he fit Scott Pilgrim perfectly. Michael Cera is funny, he's dedicated to his role, and you absolutely believe that he would fall in love with someone and absolutely try to win her heart. He's absolutely terrific. This is his best performance. He does everything he has to do to make this character feel real, and I personally think that this is his best performance. He's absolutely great. There's not much more to say. The visuals, the editing, the cinematography, all of it complements his performance.
All right, Chance.
I wish I could have taken Arrested Development.
Unfortunately, you're sticking with Superbad. Yeah.
Is that okay?
No, it's not. It's not a movie. I just wish.
Chance for Superbad. Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Okay, I think the reason Michael Cera works in the movie more than Scott Pilgrim is because this is Michael Cera playing what he should be playing. Like he's someone who you understand what he's coming from. You understand that like he's about to leave for college, and when he does that, he's gonna have nothing because he wasted a bunch of time with his best friend. He doesn't know how to do anything. He doesn't know how to interact with other people. He's someone who spent his whole life as a geek, and now he's gonna go off and have nothing. You empathize with him. You really feel kind of sorry for him because you know like. Because you know what's coming, to him, and you know where his character is going in life, and that's kind of tragic.
All right, 15 seconds, Jake.
Michael Cera he's done this before. He's been in stoner comedies he plays awkward characters. He just keeps playing the same stereotype. In Scott Pilgrim, he goes against type. He plays an action star, and you believe him based on the setting, based on the scenario, the story, the characters, the side characters. You believe that this guy is a nerd.
Whew, all right, Chance, 15 seconds.
I would also argue that just because that Scott Pilgrim worked with someone else. Michael Cera could have. The only one who could make it work is Michael Cera. You buy him as an awkward geek. You buy him as someone who's just trying to tell that girl loves her. Like he has so many more levels to play in this movie than just action hero trying to get the girl.
There.
Like,
oof.
Whoever wins, Chance, you did really good tonight. Or today, or this morning.
This morning.
The time zone you're in.
It's morning for me.
It's morning for you.
It's
night for me.
I
said tonight.
All right.
Anyway. Chance, this is fun. Whoever wins, this is good.
Yeah, this is fun, man.
Yeah, we're here to have fun. That's what matters.
I really love this debating film. It's great.
Jake, I think you may have had the upper hand as far as your pick. I think you spent too much of your opening talking about the director and the cinematography and the visuals. I think you devoted a little bit too much time for that instead of to the performance.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm going to give it to Chance. Chance is going to go up 4-2. That's going to be the game. Great job to both of you. I'm sure we'll see you both back very soon. So you'll both be back.
I hope so. I'm not gonna hit myself because there's a couple of things I would change, but I gave it the best, and Chance was it was better.
All right. So, Jake, do you have anything else you'd like to say today as far as your performance, what you're looking forward to in the future, how you hoping the rest of the tournament falls out?
It'd be nice to see Chance win. Therefore, I lost to the champion. That'd be cool. That'd be nice, just as bragging rights. Yeah, I did pretty well against the champ, but no, all the credit goes to Chance. He did absolutely fantastic today, and it's nice to go up against someone who is good, if not better than yourself, to test yourself. And I think that's how I see it. You're going against yourself in a way, and he made good points, and it was fun. And yeah, I would love to come back, even though I'm now 1-2.
That's all right, man. Don't you worry about it. Records, a lot of it is also about how you do, and you've still scored in a lot of your matches, so that's an important point. We'll definitely see you back soon, hopefully. Chance, you want to just give a quick little monologue about what you have up next? For reference's sake, I think you know who you're facing next. Is that correct?
Yes,
Otherwise,
I
I have it here.
Yes, I do.
All right. So go ahead and you can do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's a great fighter. Jake and I, look, at the end of the day, we're both friends, and he has some awesome facial hair, which I can't grow. So he'll always beat me on that front. But hey, I'm happy moving on in this tournament, and I'm happy moving on. It just sucks that I have to face Alex, and I'm really tired of facing Alex in round 2 of World Movie Games events. I think it's bullshit. I think you're trying to read us out. But either way, that should be a really entertaining fight. Hopefully it can take place at night, so I'm a little more awake. I'm a little more attuned. I'm a little more focused because, I feel like over my last couple fights I've gotten better with my game. I feel like this one I kind of take a step back. I really need to, if I'm gonna beat Alex, I need to come in game ready. So I'm gonna be ready for him, and I'm ready to go on with the rest of this tournament.
All right, strong words for Chance, and you're right. This is rigged against you so that you and Alex, neither of you are in the finals. Completely rigged. It's a rigged game. We set this all up.
Rigged.
Yeah. So with that being said, everybody watching, thank you so much for watching. Please join both the Movie Battleground Facebook page and the Worldwide Movie Games Facebook page as far as the umbrella that we fit under. These are both 2 great pages where you can interact with a lot of the competitors and hopefully maybe be yourself a competitor one day. So if you're interested in those opportunities or to stay the most up to date with all of the videos, please subscribe to the Worldwide Movie Games channel, give us a like and comment, do all of those good things to stay up to date. Jake, real quick, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on Facebook at Jake Maringoni. I'm not hard to find. I'm also on Twitter at Pretentious Hack, the P and the H are caps. I'm still in the team league, and there will be trivia team division. I'm in round 2. I'm going up against, unfortunately, not the Arkham Knights. I'm going up against the Revenant. So me and Tim have been preparing for that match, and I don't know when that match is. It'll be probably soon. But yeah, the Alphas are going to be back, and we're going to be better than ever. And yeah.
Alrighty, awesome. And Chance, where can we find you?
Oh, lots of stuff. You find me for the World Movie Games. I'm an admin here. There'll be trivia. I'm in singles tournament. I'm also, my boy Russ. We are the Notorious Chance. Gonna tear through this team tournament. You can also find me at Full Metal Media, another channel I run, Full Metal Trivia. I also host my own show, Full Metal 5. Twitter, Instagram, Chance Wars 91, and also follow my YouTube channel, Chance the Critic. I am prepping something very big to come in the near future.
Awesome. All right. So, like I said, for those of you watching, drop a like and comment, subscribe to the Worldwide Movie Games channel, and make sure you join all of the appropriate Facebook groups. Stay up to date with everything that is happening at Worldwide Movie Games Network. For our two competitors today, for Jake Maringoni, for Chance Ellison, I am Robert Parker. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.